Yo, what's good YouTube? It's boardzy, and I had fallen behind on the most important peripheral, the gaming mouse replacement skates. So this is going to be a review of the Xraypad Obsidian skates. They also came out with the Jades, which I'll get to testing right after this video. And I have already tested corepads for the new GPX Superlight 2. But yeah, specifically the Obsidians are the best mouse skates for glass pads. They're specifically made with glass pads and durability in mind. You might be like, what makes a skate good for that situation? And it is a harder PTFE blend than most of the stuff on the market, and they say it has a frosted texture. I really don't know what that means, and I can't like see it when I look at the skates up close. You can see I've been like nicking them up with my fingers, and they have scratched up a little bit, so they're not like fucking indestructible, but compared to most skates they're a lot harder, and presumably, if they are as advertised, a lot more resistant to rougher, harder surfaces. I'm not gonna lie, I only have had these for a few days, so if anybody has been using Obsidians on glass pads for a long time, just let me know in the comments how they've been holding up. But these seem pretty universally vouched. I was like getting begged to cover them, and then I get them in hand, and they're just solid skates. They definitely add a level of control to glass pads like the Xraypad, but there's by no means like a slow glide. You can just see this obviously maintains a lot of speed. Yeah, best way to describe it would be compared to the original Superlight, which has Tiger Ice on it, the mouse just feels a bit more grounded and like stuck to the pad with the Jade skates. I don't really know what this comes down to. Perhaps it is the mysterious frosted texture, but in my opinion, it just plays pretty pleasant and average. Don't expect a massive performance difference in just like feeling of swiping your mouse on the pad compared to some of the more popular PTFE skate options, because at the end of the day, this is still PTFE. So yeah, the main point of getting it for glass pads is going to be wear resistance and consistency, along with just a pretty average, fine feeling. But when it comes to control pads, this is where the skates really slow down, and I'm not going to say they become muddy, but they definitely get closer to muddy than they feel on glass pads. So if you are looking for like a more controlled, slower option, then I would say you could pick these up. I don't know if the red dye has any influence on how the skates feel, by the way, but it is interesting to see because PTFE is pretty much always pure white or black. So for cloth pads, Obsidians definitely would not be my first recommendation. For hybrid pads, they play more interestingly. A very rough and kind of scrapey texture on something like the Hayate Otsu and the Hien Mid. But again, do I feel like this is going to be a significant upgrade from standard PTFE skates? Not really. But again, if it does have better resistance and durability, that could be a reason to go for it. So yeah, really the only situation where I'm definitely going to be recommending these is on a glass pad. If you do want a more controlled and kind of higher level of initial friction feeling on other pads, then I mean definitely go for them. These are not bad skates, but they will, at least as advertised, do solve the durability issue on glass pads. You do get 2 pairs of skates, so I just presume for $7, which is what these are listed for on Xraypad's website, getting 2 sets, that's definitely a good deal. If you've been burning through mouse skates on a glass pad, I feel like, I mean, these could potentially solve the issue. And yeah, these skates are advertised at 0.8 to 0.9 millimeters thick, which is definitely on the thicker end. At first I thought they were thinner, but now looking at them, yeah, these are definitely thicker skates. The edge rounding is pretty exceptional. I don't know why my hand is shaking so much. It's really just not a good look. But yeah, at the end of the day, 2 sets for $7. You can't really beat that, but I don't use glass pads as my main. But yeah, to quickly talk about the core pads, since I'm not using them, but I have briefly, I was told that these are a higher quality version of PTFE, so there should be just better performance. The one thing I noticed with core pads is that the initial friction was very low. That was of course compared to the original GPX stock skates, but I'm sure when I throw on core pads or Jades that they are going to be a significant step up from the Obsidian skates. So yeah, that's really how I would look at these. Just a more controlled variant designed for glass pads. They seem to work as advertised, but I have not tested them for months on end. So yeah, I can only do so much with so many types of mouse skates to test in only one fucking GPX2. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this more mini review of the Xraypad Obsidian skates, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions about them or other mouse skates, feel free to leave those below, and I'm going to try to get back into the mouse skate testing game because, I mean, ultimately, there's just a lot of stuff and people seem to care about it. But yeah, that's going to be all. Peace.